Welcome to Streaming News Network by Claude McDaniel. News without the hype and biased reporting. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Freshman Congressman Christian Menefee has defeated veteran lawmaker Al Green in the Democratic primary runoff for Texas' 18th Congressional District, following a high-profile battle sparked by Republican-led redistricting in the state. The Houston-based district became the center of a rare incumbent versus incumbent showdown after new political maps reshaped Green's longtime 9th district into a more Republican-leaning seat. Menefee captured 46% of the initial primary vote in March, while Green earned 44%, forcing the runoff election. Menefee, age 38, was sworn into Congress earlier this year after winning a special election to replace the late Congressman Sylvester Turner. Green, age 78, had been seeking a 12th term in office and has long been recognized as one of President Donald Trump's most outspoken critics in Congress. Both candidates centered their campaigns on opposing Trump policies. Menefee highlighted legal challenges he previously pursued as Harris County attorney, while Green criticized the growing influence of major outside political spending in the race. The 18th district has faced years of political instability following the deaths of longtime Representative Sheila Jackson Lee in 2024 and Turner in 2025. The district has been represented by black lawmakers for more than 5 decades, dating back to trailblazing Congresswoman Barbara Jordan in 1973. This is Streaming News Network. An Alabama probate judge has been suspended indefinitely after facing serious allegations of misconduct, racial remarks, and repeated delays in critical mental health hearings. According to court documents, Yeshiba Blanchard is accused of creating major courtroom backlogs and postponing involuntary commitment hearings for hospitalized patients, in some cases allegedly because she was late or tending to personal matters, including walking her dogs. The complaint claims Blanchard failed to hear a single involuntary commitment case during the first 9 months of her term, leaving patients waiting in psychiatric wards for extended periods. Hospital officials reportedly warned that canceled hearings delayed treatment, disrupted patient care, and even created potential public safety concerns. In one alarming case outlined in the complaint, an attorney pleaded for a scheduled hearing to proceed, writing that he feared his client was going to die if another delay occurred. Blanchard is also accused of making racially charged remarks toward court staff. Investigators say she allegedly made offensive comments about Chief Clerk Amanda Reed, who is white, and later retaliated against Reed after she complied with a subpoena connected to the investigation. The Alabama Judicial Inquiry Commission has filed 7 ethics charges against Blanchard, accusing her of violating multiple provisions of the state's judicial ethics rules. The suspension will remain in effect while the case moves forward. This is Streaming News Network. The football world is mourning the loss of Manny Fernandez, a cornerstone of the legendary Miami Dolphins, no-name defense, and a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Fernandez passed away Tuesday at the age of 79. In a statement, the Miami Dolphins praised Fernandez for his selfless play and major contributions during the franchise's dominant run in the early 1970s, including 3 straight Super Bowl appearances. Fernandez's road to football greatness was anything but easy. Undrafted in 1968 after being overlooked by every National Football League team, he signed with Miami as a free agent after playing college football at the University of Utah. He quickly became one of the most feared defensive linemen in the league. He played a pivotal role in Miami's historic perfect season in 1972, when the Dolphins finished 14-0 and captured victory in Super Bowl VII. Fernandez delivered one of the greatest performances of his career in that championship game, recording 17 tackles and a sack in the Dolphins' 14-7 win over the Washington Redskins. Hall of Fame linebacker Nick Buonaconti once called it the most dominant game ever played by a defensive lineman in Super Bowl history. Fernandez later helped Miami win another championship in 1973 under legendary coach Don Shula, cementing his place in Dolphins history. This is Streaming News Network. John McClain, the longtime music executive and former co-executor of Michael Jackson's estate, has died at the age of 71. McClain reportedly passed away in Malibu, California, after battling serious health issues. Following Jackson's death in 2009, McClain and entertainment attorney John Branca were appointed to oversee the singer's estate, sharing legal and financial responsibility for managing Jackson's legacy and business empire. Together, the pair transformed the estate into a multi-billion-dollar operation through music releases, licensing deals, theatrical productions, and major entertainment projects. McClane played a key role in creative ventures including the concert documentary Michael Jackson's This Is It, the Las Vegas production Michael Jackson 1, the posthumous album Escape, and the recently released Michael Jackson biopic. In a statement, Branca called McClane a visionary and said his passion and dedication helped preserve and expand Jackson's artistic legacy for future generations. Beyond his work with the Jackson estate, McClane was also known for producing and developing music for major artists including Janet Jackson, Ice Cube, and Dr. Dre. McClane's passing comes amid ongoing public disputes between Jackson's estate and some members of the Jackson family over management decisions and compensation. This is Streaming News Network. Newly released text messages are shedding more light on the tragic Ohio crash that led to the conviction of Mackenzie Shirilla, the young woman known nationally as the Hell on Wheels killer. According to reports, Shirilla's late boyfriend, Dominic Russo, sent her an emotional breakup message just 1 month before the deadly crash that killed him and 19-year-old Davion Flanagan in Strongsville, Ohio. In the text, Russo reportedly told Shirilla that he loved her but believed they should separate, writing that there isn't very much time on Earth and expressing concern over alleged threats connected to their relationship. Prosecutors argued that Shirilla intentionally drove her Toyota Camry into a brick wall at approximately 100 miles per hour in July 2022, killing both passengers. Investigators said evidence showed no attempt to brake before the impact. Shirilla, now 21 years old, was convicted of murder and sentenced to 2 concurrent prison terms of 15 years to life. She is currently appealing her conviction for a second time. The case has regained national attention following the release of the Netflix documentary The Crash, which quickly rose to the platform's top spot after debuting last week. Following the crash, Shirilla reportedly posted emotional tributes online to Russo and claimed in messages to his mother that she blacked out before the collision and could not remember the events leading up to the crash. This is Streaming News Network. Longtime The View co-host Joy Behar is stepping away from the program temporarily as she prepares for an overseas theater run of her stage production, amid ongoing political controversy surrounding the show. During the companion podcast Behind the Table, producers confirmed that the 83-year-old host will take an extended hiatus from the daytime talk show, with guest hosts filling in during her absence. Behar later explained she will travel to Paris and London to perform her play, My First Ex-Husband, in London's West End Theatre District. Her departure comes after renewed clashes between Behar and President Donald Trump's administration. The White House recently criticized Behar on social media after she questioned Trump's health during an on-air discussion. Behar responded with jokes aimed at the president during subsequent broadcasts. The program is also facing scrutiny from the Federal Communications Commission following complaints tied to a recent political guest appearance. ABC has strongly denied any wrongdoing and called the investigation unprecedented. While Behar is away, co-host Whoopi Goldberg is expected to expand her weekly appearances, with additional guest contributors also joining the panel. Behar has been one of the show's most outspoken political voices for nearly 3 decades. This is Streaming News Network. Chris Nanos, the Arizona sheriff currently overseeing the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, is now facing a $25 million federal lawsuit filed by an inmate at the Pima County Jail. According to court documents, inmate Stephen Kenneth Fox alleges he was denied medical care, placed in dangerous conditions, and subjected to inhumane treatment while incarcerated. The lawsuit, filed in United States District Court in Arizona, claims Fox suffered lasting nerve damage after what he described as an untreated brown recluse spider bite. Fox alleges he repeatedly requested medical attention for a severely swollen leg but says one officer responded by telling him to let it burn. He claims the injury went untreated for more than a month. The inmate also accuses jail staff of placing his safety at risk after an officer allegedly posted information labeling him as someone who steals inmate login credentials and visitor information. Fox claims that accusation led to physical assaults and left him fearing for his life inside the jail. In the lawsuit, Fox further alleges he was denied showers and exercise for more than 120 hours while in isolation, describing the treatment as inhumane. The lawsuit also names prison healthcare provider NAFCare as a defendant. The Pima County Sheriff's Department has declined to comment, citing the ongoing litigation. This marks the second lawsuit Fox has filed against Sheriff Nanos this year, as scrutiny surrounding conditions at the jail continues to grow. This is Streaming News Network. The White House says a major federal anti-fraud crackdown has already uncovered tens of billions of dollars in suspected abuse involving government programs and contracts. According to administration officials, the White House task force to eliminate fraud has referred more than $22 billion in suspected fraudulent small business loans to the United States Treasury for collection since the task force launched in March. Officials also say more than $1.3 billion in suspicious Medicaid reimbursements have been blocked, with a large share reportedly tied to claims originating in California. Vice President J.D. Vance said investigators have also identified more than $6 billion in suspected fraudulent government contracts, many of which were allegedly awarded during the Biden administration. The discussion took place during a White House roundtable focused on fraud within public assistance programs. Officials highlighted Medicaid as one of the nation's highest-risk areas for improper payments and abuse. A recent report from the Government Accountability Office found that at least $186 billion in improper payments were made across 15 federal agencies during fiscal year 2025. Medicaid alone accounted for approximately $37 billion of that total. Officials also called for stronger cooperation with state attorneys general to combat organized fraud schemes. However, many Democratic attorneys general reportedly did not attend the meeting, citing short notice. The Federal Trade Commission says federal reviews of state Medicaid fraud units are now expected to move forward. The skateboarding world is mourning the loss of legendary professional skateboarder Mark Johnson, who has died at the age of 49. News of Johnson's passing was confirmed by fellow skateboarder Louis Barletta through a tribute shared on Thrasher magazine's social media pages. Officials have not released a cause of death. Johnson rose to prominence during the early 2000s and became one of the sport's most respected figures. In 2007, Thrasher magazine honored him as its Skateboarder of the Year, recognizing both his creativity and influence on modern street skating. Throughout his life, Johnson was also open about his struggles with addiction and his journey through recovery from alcoholism. Friends say he remained hopeful and focused on the future in the days before his passing. Barletta revealed that Johnson had recently shared a personal list of goals and dreams he still hoped to accomplish. Fellow skateboarding icon Steve Caballero also paid tribute, thanking Johnson for his contributions to skateboarding and expressing support for his family and friends. Mark Johnson leaves behind a lasting legacy as one of the most influential skateboarders of his generation. This has been a report by Claude McDaniel of Streaming News Network.
Thank you for listening to Streaming News Network videos and shorts. Please like and subscribe to our news channel.